a policy. Thank you.
Okama.
Thank you, Chairman. First, having listened to Prof, I'm one of those proud Kenyans who were taught by Professor. He welcomed me to University of Nairobi as a first-year student. The only thing that he was shocked about my person is when I told him the school I had come from. He wondered whether I never knew that there was a school called Alliance and why I never went to Alliance. But,
correction, Senator, not a school.
There
was the school called Alliance.
Yes, but happy to see you, Prof. And we are really going to benefit, from your presentation. I hope there will be some written memo that you will leave behind that will assist us. Now, we are where we are because we are a country on crossroads. We are trying to find a solution to some of the problems we are facing. Just like the people who wrote the American Constitution in 1787 were trying to address the concerns of the 17 states that were trying to secede. And we need to get solutions that can fit into our own unique local circumstances. Now, on the issue of IEBC, we have had two scenarios. IBC commissioners picked through the IPPG model, and the one of 2007 picked through a very professional process where meritocracy was the guiding really thing and technical knowledge. But if you read paragraph 55 of the Supreme Court decision, the Supreme Court judges said all this, in our view, points to a serious malaise in the governance of an institution entrusted one of the monumental tasks of midwifing our democracy, an institution that obviously needs far-reaching reforms. That was the Supreme Court, and you have said you agree with the Supreme Court. Prof, I want you to give a comment on whether you deem it to be a success story, the Electoral Commission of Mozambique that is picked through Parliament on the strength of political party representation with an input of civil society, after which they take oath of office to discharge their functions in a very professional manner. Would you, Prof, really have an objection to solve our problems? We also adopt a system that accommodates all the political heavyweights so that we have a confidence-building process in the management of an election, and then we can have the technical staff in our constituencies, our counties, dealing with issues of running and managing an election. I like your comment, taking Mozambique as one of the success stories where political parties pick the electoral commissioners. That's one. Number two, on the principle in the Constitution that an election should be very viable, is there any problem if there was to be an audit of the servers just to confirm the results that were announced by IEBC as a way of complying with the Constitution? And then the final question on that paragraph that I've read, 55 of the Supreme Court decision, would you support a reform of IBC that includes the vetting of staff of the Commission in view of that finding of the Supreme Court? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Prof. You can take those ones.
Thank you very much for all of you, your kind remarks, especially His Excellency Dr. Kalonzo Musyoka, who